Hey, Big Brother fans. So we have some overnight action with Chelsie already planning out next week with Leah on her mind as her target. And Rubina is not taking this eviction lying down. And we have an update on her clawing for votes and where it stands in tonight's vote counting eviction prediction. Let's dig into the dirt from the live feeds, but please subscribe if you're not following us already. So midday on Wednesday, it was a real back and forth on the feeds on who would be evicted this week, but it was leaning towards a Rubina eviction because Chelsie was campaigning so hard for T'Kor to stay, campaigning harder and better than T'Kor herself was doing, if we're being honest. And as I said in the last video, though, Rubina wasn't done. She was fired up. She took offense that both T'Kor and Kimo told her they're going to be sorry to see her go this week, like it's a done deal. And Rubina got her tiny little self geared up to do great big things, but she waited until after T'Kor's one-on-ones that met with mixed results. Like Angela grilled T'Kor, and it was a total time waster because Angela had already promised Rubina to save her and evict T'Kor. And then last night, Rubina dropped a little truth bomb on Kimo that should have him think about his allegiances and priorities. So he was grateful that Angela used the veto on him, but he flat out told Rubina he doesn't owe Angela anything because of it, because he's still mad she voted to evict him, the other two times. So he's happy to be off the block. But then Rubina told him that if T'Kor had her way, he would still be on the block. Rubina said T'Kor went to Angela and asked her to use the veto on Rubina, not him. And Rubina said she heard it directly from Angela that T'Kor came with this request to leave Kimo on the block. So if T'Kor had her way, honestly, it would be Kimo and Cam on the block right now because of the All Girls Alliance and because she thinks it'd be better for her game. And if you remember, T'Kor was pressing Leah to break her HOH compact with Cam and renom him. So worst case, it sounds like T'Kor thought she'd have a better chance sitting on the block against Kimo, even if she were the renom, and she's probably right. And Rubina was doing exactly what Angela advised her to do. Go campaign to Kimo and tell him things that he needs to know. And I mean, Rubina wasn't lying. It was very strategic truth telling. And if you remember on our last video, if you watched it, I talked about Cam and T'Kor's one-on-one. He said he heard she was throwing his name out to Leah as the replacement nom, which she was. But T'Kor insisted she never said his name to Leah. That is a technicality. She did what she did. She might not have said Cam needs to be renom, but when you say you need to break that pact you made with him and put him up as renom, that's throwing him under the bus. Cam told T'Kor if she was telling the truth, he'd keep her safe, but she was lying. She knew it. And Cam went to Makensy last night, as I expected, just to circle around and confirm, and told her T'Kor insisted she didn't throw his name out there as a renom, and Cam knows the truth because Leah told Makensy, who told him. So Makensy was pressing Cam on why T'Kor is definitely the one to evict this week. And I think her argument was more convincing than Chelsea's intense one-on-one with him earlier on Wednesday, because Chelsie kept sidestepping his concerns because T'Kor was definitely targeting him, but Chelsie knows T'Kor is better for her game, just not better for Cam. So any objection he raised, she was like bringing up other stuff. Like she was focusing on Leah. She was definitely doing this bait and switch thing while, very subtly pressing him on T'Kor as the one to keep. So when Cam brings up Kimo, Makensy told him Rubina doesn't have relationships in the house that T'Kor does, and that Kimo and Rubina aren't besties like Kimo and T'Kor are. And that's true. And then Cam basically said voting to evict T'Kor this week is easy, and then he wanted to focus on next week. Cam brought up Leah planting seeds of distrust among him, Chelsie, and Makensy, which was something that Chelsie was harping on in her one-on-one with Cam earlier on Wednesday while she was distracting him from seeing that T'Kor will benefit her game, but not his. Cam does seem set on voting out T'Kor and just focusing on what's next. Chelsie was very busy last night playing both sides of the house, just in case. So T'Kor brought up to her that Angela said that she's going to vote with the house. That's what Angela told Cam also, but then Chelsie told T'Kor, that's not true. There's not a house vote, which I agree. There is some fracturing. And then Chelsie told T'Kor late last night that she wants her to stay. Absolutely true. But then later, Chelsie went to Rubina and said she and Cam and Makensy want Rubina to stay and said that T'Kor staying is bad for both their games. So low-key telling Rubina that she's voting to evict T'Kor without saying the exact words. And last night, Chelsie was working on the house guest, aside from Angela, about Leah being next week's target. She said she wants her out before Angela. And of interest is T'Kor noticed what Chelsea's doing, playing her middle-of-the-road game. T'Kor told Kimo that Makensy wants to keep Rubina and that Chelsie said she wants to keep her. But then T'Kor told Kimo that Chelsie also seems invested in keeping Rubina. So she's seeing this duplicity, but Chelsie is playing a good strategy. But, you know, it could be messy if T'Kor goes out 3-2 because of Chelsie. I mean, I have to guess that T'Kor is going to be a bitter juror because she has been a bitter house guest since going on the block as a renom this week. And Kimo was a little pouty, saying he doesn't think he's going to last much longer in the game after this week. And T'Kor was, you know, being very nice to him, saying she knows he's in a tough spot, having to choose between her and Rubina, and said they'll both be okay with what he decides because it's, you know, Sophie's choice for him. A real funny part of Chelsea's tour of talking to the house guests last night, shoring up her game, was her chat with Angela, because Chelsie blew smoke up Angela's ass about being happy, saying she'd be so happy for her if Angela wound up winning BB26. No. That's just funny. That's some jury management right there. Just no. So Chelsie, Cam, and Makensy all told Leah last night that they're voting to evict T'Kor, but they don't want Kimo to know how they're voting. So there's a chance that Chelsie is sandbagging and plans to flip her vote, you know, if she thinks it'll move the needle to save T'Kor. Chelsea's definitely covering her behind, and you know, she's in a great position for next week. Probably better if T'Kor goes, honestly, because she has sniffed out her strategy, just like Quinn did. And of course, he's sitting at the jury house. So this vote could get hinky. Makensy and Angela are definitely voting to evict T'Kor. I'm guessing Kimo will waffle, but then vote to evict Rubina. Chelsie wants to keep T'Kor. So that would be a 2-2 with Cam deciding who goes. But if Chelsie sees the writing on the wall because Cam's voting with the other side and Chelsie doesn't want to be on the wrong side of the vote going into next week, it might be 4-1, but I tend to think maybe 3-2 just for jury management. It is a long shot, but a slim, very slim possibility of a 5-0 vote if Rubina got through to Kimo about T'Kor trying to keep him on the block. But I am expecting a 3-2. All I know is there's going to be a lot of tears tonight, and the remaining house guests are going to be thrilled to escape from Junkie's world and get back in the house. Leah's HOH was a success in terms of her breaking up the power trio, but she might have overplayed her hand this week. She was gaming pretty hard, trying to divide Chelsie, Cam, and Makensy, planting those seeds around the house, and going into next week, a lot of eyes are on Leah when she can't play HOH tonight. Angela winning it is the best thing for her because it would keep her off the block. So go check out our community tab, vote in our poll on who you think should go home tonight. At the point that I'm taping right now, it's about 90% of people saying T'Kor should go. And it is looking like that is the case. But Chelsie still has a few hours to work her magic. I do think she's the only one who could save T'Kor. I don't think she can save herself. So let me know what you think. Vote in our poll, drop those comments, be sure to subscribe. Come back soon for more BB Scoop on the live feeds, including who wins HOH tonight after the live eviction.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.